When I was 13, I had my first kiss, and if you've watched my Peak to 12 video, then you'll know that young Luke hit nothing but net. Just swish after swish after swish.
Curry gets free, Curry puts up a three, bang!
So when it finally came around to the big moment, I went in with blind confidence. And it was magical. For me. For her, I'm pretty sure it induced a minor panic attack, in which she went through pretty much all 6 stages of grief, in about the span of like 10 minutes. First, denial, got called practice. Oof, never quite recovered from that one. Bargaining, she'll be better for the next guy. Fantastic. Anger, she just started beating the shit out of me. No, I'm just kidding. I took her. The reason I bring this up, and the reason I'm making an entire video about it, is not because I have a humiliation kink, despite popular opinion, but because even after all this time, this embarrassingly trivial trauma by conventional standards is still affecting my relationships with women. In particular, a girl I was seeing off and on that just crashed and burned. I have a real knack for self-sabotage. Okay, I think that's enough oversharing to the internet for one day. Let's talk about the movie. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped. Let's let the healing begin.
Will Hunting is an S-tier orphan from South Boston who has unparalleled genius, but is also kind of a delinquent. He's partial to a little bit of aggravated assault from time to time. Aren't we all? And in order to stay out of jail, motherfucker, he has to, 1, do some math with this professor guy, and 2, see a therapist.
All right, I'll do the math, but I'm not gonna meet with any fucking therapist.
The reason Good Will Hunting is my favorite movie is not because I have some misguided notion that I'm an undiscovered genius with hair of gold. It's gone. It's gone now. But because just like Will Hunting, I'm absolutely terrified of letting my guard down. And, for people to see who I actually am behind all the layers of facade that I put on.
You and your bullshit. You got a bullshit answer for everybody. But I ask you a very simple question, and you can't give me a straight answer. Because you don't know.
I don't know if this compulsion to bullshit and hide myself at all costs comes from one semi-traumatizing experience at 13. I mean, fuck, I teach this shit and said I knew how to do it. Nailed it. But I do know that it's a defense mechanism I developed for a problem a long time ago that isn't serving me anymore. So it's come to my attention that if I want to foster real connection, I'm going to have to learn to let my guard down. Fuck that. With the help of the ChatGPT therapy bot, yes, it's that bad, we've identified patterns. Me and Robin, that is. That Will and I share. Main one being self-sabotage.
I don't love you.
Will flees from every real opportunity, whether that be a good job interview or a girl he likes, not because he doesn't want it, but because he doesn't think he's allowed to keep it. I can't even take credit for that one. That was Robin. Fuck, he's good. You know how I said earlier that my fear was that the girl was gonna pull the rug out from under me? Well, I've had the realization that for some time now, it's been me that's holding the rug and pulling it before she even gets the chance. So why does this keep happening to me, even if I'm aware of it? Like, what the fuck?
So, what is it like? Will has an attachment disorder? Is it all that stuff? Fear of abandonment?
The science of self-sabotage. Look, trauma's no easy thing to unpack, even for someone with a whole 0 degrees. But I've written and rewritten this section like 5 times because, honestly, I don't know how to heal your trauma. I can barely heal my own. And even if I did know, I wouldn't tell a pissant like you. Fine, I'll tell you what worked for me. Such a pushover. Developing trust with people again and having the courage to let people in and be seen. That's what's made an actual difference. This is because in order to gain neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to change, form new connections, heal, we have to feel safe. If we feel unsafe, our brain will literally close up and narrow our perspective as much as possible in order to make a quick survival decision. inhibiting neuroplasticity. And without a tribe, we are biologically hardwired to feel unsafe, you know, in case like a tiger mauls you or something. It took meeting Sean, the goat, to bring him out of his shell and touch his core for maybe the first time ever.
It's not your fault.
So in order to heal, in my uneducated opinion, it takes the openness to connect and the courage to be vulnerable. The reason my fling didn't work out, among other reasons, is because I didn't have those strong connections around me. And I was isolated. I sacrificed social interaction for my own personal pursuits. And although I was proud of what I was able to accomplish, part of the reason I got so lost and wrapped up in my own things is because I was avoiding having to confront the fear of inadequacy and rejection I've been carrying around since 13.
So call her up, Romeo.
Why? So I can realize she's not that smart, that she's fucking boring? You know, I mean, you don't... This girl's like fucking perfect right now. I don't want to ruin that.
Maybe you're perfect right now. Maybe you don't want to ruin that.
So unlike the ending of Good Will Hunting, I'm not going to go chase down a girl, drive off into the sunset. In fact, the complete opposite. I'm taking hiatus from girls for the foreseeable future. All right. Ladies, don't get hysterical. You can take the player out of the game, but you just can't... You can clearly take the game out of the player. Good lord. I've lost it already. More seriously though, it's not fair to keep doing this to myself. And it's certainly not fair to the girls that I see that I have the emotional intelligence of a teaspoon. So, gonna take some time to just figure my stuff out first, live life for me in the meantime. And yeah, okay. That is definitely enough oversharing for one lifetime. I will see you in the next one.